You are a person of African descent. You spent time in Africa. You're also part of the diaspora. So you've had time to kind of digest the exhibition. What are your thoughts about it? How does it appeal to you? How it doesn't appeal to you? You can feel free to just share your honest opinion about anything that you might feel or any takes you have on the exhibition.
I love this exhibition. I love the gallery. I have to come back here again because there's just so much different like expression and representation of the African culture here. Apart from the shades, like the different like just expression of the pieces, different medias, but also like different forms of art in the sense of the subjects are doing different things. Oftentimes when you go to like a Afrocentric event or Afrocentric gallery, they focus on particular types of African representation. But here has kids playing, family, parents, things that are not even human beings, spiritual things and things about African culture that is very not really frowned upon, but it's not necessarily generally accepted. But just different representation of the African culture. That's what I'm really happy to see here. It's not like a one or a monodimensional representation, but has a wide coverage of range in that regard.
You appreciate the fact that it's not stereotypical. What you typically see in an Afrocentric show, maybe you could explain that a little bit more.
Oftentimes it's either very focused on like the African faith or African spiritual beliefs and so on, or it's only focused about like Mama Africa and nothing outside of like Mama Africa. And it's fine to focus on those things if that's the theme of it, but Africa is way more than just those two things.
So you have an appreciation to see just maybe some children playing something out of the generic Mama Africa. That is something that I noticed as well. So when I came to this space, I came with my own bias, I came with my own expectation, and I was able to see things that I didn't expect to see. So there's the painting in the corner that's actually of me, and it made me think. It made me think a lot. It made me think a lot because I was like, how does that fit in? And then I began to think about how you can really push the boundaries of a theme or African theme. And the fact that it's a painting of me, I am a person of African descent. So then I do qualify to be in an exhibition like this, right? And even how she was able to put the three of them together. It's called Botanical 1, 2, and 3. And those pieces actually stood out to me the most. And not because it's of me, but because of how I was able to kind of push the boundary of what you're saying, the generic African perspective might be. So those are the paintings of three people who have African descent, and it kind of focuses more on the person. It doesn't really show a color. It goes beyond like dark skin, and it's showing the features, the big nose, the features of a person, nappy hair, nappy beard, that kind of thing. And it even shows the pattern making that I think represents Africa a lot, but kind of in a Caribbean sense with our plants and fauna and stuff. And that really shook me, that not only that she submitted maybe thinking about some of the things that I submitted, but that the gallery might have understood those things and were willing to put them in.
That's really good, like as you mentioned, like it's also like a fusion of not just Africa, but also Africa in a localized context. People are able to relate to it. Some of the fabric, some of the garments, and some of the jewelry pieces that we're seeing here, these sculptures, are not just the typical, like, as I said, like Mama Africa or like African faith and religion, but like just everyday wear that you see in Africa. Types of garments that you see, for example, that piece there is like part of like African clothing that you would often see in everyday daily wear. So those are the things I'm talking about, where it's beyond just the stereotypical representation of the African continent, but showing you like a little bit more in depth, and that's why I really like the gallery here today. My name is Salvation. I am from Nigeria. I was born there. I grew up there till I was about 11. My family has migrated a lot. So we came to Trinidad and eventually they moved to Jamaica. But I was based here, but I go there like during vacations, Easter, long vacation, Christmas, that kind of thing. And then they eventually moved back to Nigeria. But I've spent more time in Trinidad than I've spent in Nigeria. So yeah, I've spent more than 11 years in Trinidad. But yeah, that's me. I am an African person. I definitely try to connect to my culture. I'm trying to also just embody my culture in everything that I do. And this is a really great space for somebody like me, especially for everyone, but also especially for somebody like me who is, in the diaspora and so on to be able to connect back to the motherland through the arts and stuff. Yeah.